Oh, so sweet.
Today we're at one Michelin star Cyrus in Geyserville, California, which features a 15-plus course menu that is experienced in 4 different rooms. To go with the course menu, Cyrus offers alcoholic and non-alcoholic drink pairings that were carefully curated to go with each dish. For the sake of the viewers at home, we tried both options, and we're glad we did. The course starts in the restaurant's Bubbles Lounge, where we were seated at this bar overlooking the Cyrus Alexander Vineyards, a beautiful way to start any meal. The course menu starts with a showcase of 5 canapés, each representing a different flavor profile of umami, bitter, salty, sour, and sweet. We were a little disappointed spicy wasn't one of the represented flavors, but wasn't about to get into a philosophical debate about whether spicy was considered a core flavor or not. These small bites were a nice precursor of the breadth of courses to come, and the theme of representing all flavor profiles was refreshingly democratic. The canapés were followed by this caviar dish paired with cauliflower panna cotta, a truly decadent dish, combining creamy, savory, and crispy textures to create complexity and an incredible amount of flavor in each bite. The waiter then collects us from the Bubbles Lounge and leads us into the next area that Cyrus calls the kitchen table. Here, the head chef and his staff talk through each dish and even let us walk the kitchen floor while the team is preparing the evening's dishes. Whereas the kitchen is often off limits for guests, Cyrus turned that custom on its head and not only invited us into the kitchen, but encouraged us to interact with the staff and ask them questions. What a refreshing concept. The kitchen table showcased another series of small bites, starting with this unassuming soup in a cup they called Billi Bi, which was a flavor-packed concoction of white wine, mussels, saffron cream, and lemon juice, followed by this meticulously prepared dish featuring white asparagus and fermented kimchi froth. Then they laid down this union of bluefin tuna and blood orange, seasoned by a sea lettuce furikake. Eating the 2 pieces in one bite made me feel like a fish swimming in orange juice, in a good way. The tuna was followed by this beautifully bright Hokkaido uni served in an edible cup made of pea and fermented carrot with a dab of fresh wasabi. The quality of the uni was superb and exhibited a gentle creaminess balanced by the sharpness of the wasabi. Then the head chef came around the table and offered each guest one of these Oreos that wasn't actually an Oreo, but instead foie gras between 2 black garlic chips. This was followed by this bite of seared artichoke over bright green vegetable puree made with spinach frozen with liquid nitrogen to preserve its bright green color. Fancy. Next they put down this chawanmushi. The artful weaving of blue crab and yutsu foam throughout the folds of the egg created a heartiness to the dish that was reminiscent of home. To finish off the tasting in the kitchen room, the chef delivered this perfect bite of A5 Wagyu. The Wagyu came with an umeshu consomme chaser, a rich plum wine-based stock reduction that cut through the fattiness of the Wagyu.
It's the preview for you later.
Yay!
With that, one of the waiters led us into the 3rd room, which was the main dining room at Cyrus. The next course was this soba-wrapped black cod sitting over a ginger shiso dashi. I really wish I could share the smell of the dashi as it came out of the waiter's kettle. The fragrance evoked the feeling of returning home after being away for a long time. At this time, we had lost count of how many dishes had come and gone, but it was far from over. The kitchen brought out this butter-poached lobster glazed with an American-style gochujang, sitting on top of cream corn, supremely flavorful, and the beautiful plate that carried this dish made it all the more appetizing. Now let's just take a moment to talk about this drink here. I don't really say too much about the drink pairings at restaurants, but this drink right here deserves an honorable mention. They call this a tea old-fashioned, made with an exquisitely fragrant oolong tea with a miso sugar rim. I mean, just one of the most inventive drinks I've had in a long while. The last of the savory dishes was a juicy spring chicken with a perfectly crispy skin. I mean, talk about saving the best for last. The crisp of the chicken skin, juiciness of the breast, combined with the intense flavor of the morel mushrooms brought me straight to the farms of my childhood. As a sort of transition into the dessert course, the waiter brought out this cheese and strawberry dish paired with a freshly baked fennel pollen brioche. The cheese was a Brillat Savarin, which is a triple cream cheese that was luscious and creamy. By itself, the cheese would have been too strong for my plebeian taste buds, but pairing it with the strawberries and brioche was a brilliant way to balance the dish. Next on the dessert menu was this black lime cake that resembled a piece of marble. Black lime is a lime that has lost its water content from being dried in the sun. The drying process intensifies the flavor of the lime, which made this dish akin to an elevated lemon meringue cake. The last dish in this room was this tray of 5 small dessert bites that was reminiscent of the first course we had in the Bubbles Lounge, featuring once again an assortment of sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. Once again, Cyrus showed that they don't shy away from using unique and strong flavors in their dishes, and it was a satisfying feeling to know that the meal had come full circle. Even after all that, there was still a final secret room. One of the sous chefs collected us from the table and led us into this hidden section of the restaurant that had a 6-foot tall chocolate waterfall. I was hoping there'd be some fondue action here, but the waterfall was just for show. Still very impressive though. The chef poured us our final course of the evening, which was a hot chocolate mixed with cinnamon and vanilla, a hearty final cup of goodness to put a cap on this magical evening. And that was Cyrus. The restaurant excelled in bold, complex flavors. The service team was friendly and personable. The view of the surrounding vineyard was magnificent, and there was a surprise at every turn. If you're ever in the area, go check it out and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.
This, like magnets or?
Yeah, so this is an electromagnet.
Oh my gosh. That is...
I like to joke with people and tell them that it floats on a wish and a prayer.